Have you guys ever gotten caught up in not understanding why you're doing something in the moment? I'm going to give a long little story about my life and wrap it all together. So, for those of you that don't know, I am a first generation American. So that means I was the first person in my family to be born in the States. My grandmother came here a long time ago, knowing zero English, and started working. Right? She came from a World War II era, not much money back in Greece. She came over here for opportunity. She worked her entire life. Um, Took care of her kids, which was my mother and my aunt, and then took care of me when I was younger too. She never got to experience the joys of life until she was 80, and she moved back to Greece, and then she moved back with us. And I took her to a park, and I remember her saying, like, I didn't know this existed. I took her to a nice fancy restaurant. She's like, this is crazy. Like, I didn't understand this existed because she was so dead set on doing what needed to be done in the present for the future. And think of how far ahead she had to be thinking. She had to be thinking not her life, but her child's life and her grandchildren's life. So she sucked it up and did what needed to be done to change the path that was laid out for her. She had to change herself, change her trajectory by putting in the work. And from that, my my mother got a better opportunity in life and she became a little better. And from that, I got a little better opportunity in life and became a little better, all because of the sacrifices that were initially done. And you probably don't see the progress when you're progressing because when you're in it, you don't see it. But what you're working for right now is for your future self. It might not even be for your current self at all. You might be working for years down the line, generations down the line. And that's where delayed gratification comes in. And that is a long delayed gratification. Imagine you waiting years and years or generations for that gratification to come in. We are becoming the best versions of ourselves because it impacts, not only does it impact ourselves, it impacts the people around us and the future people around us. We need to work hard in every aspect of our life and try to become the best versions of ourselves and put in the work consistently and not expect anything in the short term because short term results are lasted in a blip of a second. But long term effort, long term investments in ourselves are generational. You take care of yourself now, you are a healthier individual, more healthy individual now. Your kids are going to take those habits and adapt them. And then their kids are going to take those habits and adapt them, all because you took the time to do it now. Or if you don't have kids, the people around you will be influenced in the future once you hit your goal. People might not listen to you now because they're like, oh, you might know a lot, but I don't see the results. But when you get those results and you put in the progress and you followed the steps, you understood the entire process, and now you can give your perspective on it. And now you can really show them, guys, it takes some time, but if you put in the right steps, you will get the results you want. So let's stop getting discouraged in the short term for those long term goals because that short term is such a little blip in our life. While that long term goal, once we achieve it, it's so beautiful because not only do you get to enjoy it, but everybody gets to enjoy it. And that's why sometimes we need to have these hard conversations with our loved ones, that we need to change the environments around us because we're not only doing this for ourselves, we're doing this for everybody around us. Everybody's going to benefit from this in the long term. And those hard conversations, when you look back, you're going to be so happy that you had them. Because if you didn't, you might have stayed where you were. But having those uncomfortable conversations puts you in uncomfortable situations, which forces you to grow, forces you to change. So we need to stop putting on our microscopic, lenses and looking right now or in a week or in a year, and we need to zoom out and look what's going to happen in the future, because the future is what matters. Your current self will be in and out within, you're not going to even notice. I don't even remember this whole year. It's gone so fast. But when I look back, like, wow, that's a lot of time that's been going in and out. And I've been putting in the effort over this long span of time, and I've been getting the results finally. So let's zoom out. Let's take a breath and keep putting in effort and keep putting in the steps that we know that will get us to that end goal, because that end goal is going to be generational. And that's what we're here for. We're here for the permanent results. We're here for the permanent change, not those short-sighted little flings. All right, guys? Invest in yourself. You know this. Keep putting in the work, and you will see results.